Right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monaco for Contest Speed Tier 3. As you can see, it is midnight. So we're actually racing at proper times tonight. It's lovely. My name is Dan, I'll be your commentator this evening, as always. And again, as always, joining me in the commentary booth is Matt.
Good evening, Danny. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are in Monaco. And it is midnight, so it could cause a few issues. I know a few people have been complaining about this week.
It could do.
Being light dark, light dark, light dark, and light dark.
Well, you say that. There's one person.
Yeah.
And Dominic's already in. Cos Superfan's already here.
I've heard rumours, right? I've heard rumours
That
because Superfan himself could make an appearance in the commentary booth at some point this season.
Could he? Oh, we'd love to have him.
I've heard rumours.
We'd love to have him. Although I'd imagine he'd do tier 2, wouldn't he?
Oh,
commentate on. Yeah, I'd imagine so. But we'd love to have you, Dominic. Right.
We'll make it happen.
Here we will. I believe Sargate's first out on track. Oh, it might be Thomas or... no, it is Sargate.
I'm pretty sure we're going to have a couple of people bin it in qualifying.
Oh, I'm almost certain. You can see we've got 14 runners tonight. Most people have run away.
Yep. As it is Monaco. Everyone's seen it's Monaco this week. They're like, oh no, unfortunately I'm not around. Coincidental. But that means for people that perhaps score towards the lower end of the points, or just outside the points on most weeks, may have a chance.
They may do.
So it's definitely a race of attrition, survival of the fittest.
That's the one. It certainly is. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into work proper. We've got 2 new drivers this evening. We'll jump to them as soon as we get a chance. We're just watching Sargate at the moment as he completes the first lap of the evening. But the 2 new guys are Gerard in the Ferrari and Sergey in the Sauber.
Gerard. Oh, he actually is LFC as well, brilliant.
He is.
40 yards. He's better than Frank Lampard.
He slipped on his ass. Yeah. Gave it to Demba Ba. That's what he did.
There's many versions.
There are. So, Sargate, first lap on the board.
It will be, hopefully.
minute 10.8. I would expect these guys to get into the 9s. Particularly, yeah, Thomas improves.
It's all about setting a banker lap. You know, we see the guys go out every week and set banker laps, but this week it's just important you get a lap in.
It is. Let's jump across to new driver number 1.
What's going to happen is that when these guys are going to push and find the extra, temp they need, that's when the mistakes will occur, and on this track it's gonna kill you.
Well, one little brush with the wall and there's a wing gone.
I've also had some inside information, Danny.
Have you?
That there's some inclement weather possibly this evening.
Oh, there is, yes. There we go. Sergey, first guy into the 1 minute 9 brackets with a 9.8.
Hopefully the tier 3 guys have prepared themselves by reading the memo.
It will stay dry for most of the race, but there might be a little bit of rain at the end, so...
A little sprinkling, just to make it a bit more interesting.
Just a touch.
I mean, it doesn't need to be any harder than it actually is.
No, it doesn't, but... we like a challenge, don't we, over here?
Yeah, great. I'm so looking forward to this week's races as well.
Oh, I know, this week. Well, our race tomorrow is going to be fun.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, it is predicted to be full wet for
Tier 2 tomorrow, so tune in.
Tier 2 and pretty much Tier 1 I've heard as well from the full one. I'm not getting concerned by the yellow flags in Sector 1 and Sector 3. That'd be people trying to get out the way. It's a very tight and twisty track. So
I would agree with you.
it's very difficult.
Sergey improves again, 1 minute 9.2 this time. That's a second lap on those tyres though, so it'll be putting some wear on those unnecessarily perhaps, but he is at the front of the field.
Yeah, I'm just watching Jace. Jace has gone out on super soft, so
It's going to be a banker lap, isn't it? It goes P4, 111.8.
The two form viewers are seeing in the type selection is the hyper softs, the ultra softs, and the super softs.
The softest choice available. Oh, we've got a. Is he taking a wing? No, he's fine. On board with the other new man, Gerard in the Ferrari. Little brush with the wall through the tunnel, but let's put some pressure on. We'll go on board as he goes through his first flying lap in the league and of the evening. Do you want to do the honours?
I'm not even on board with him. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
I was watching Ross. Sorry. I have to catch that.
Oh, he's cut turn 1 massively there, so that's going to have invalidated that lap. He's not having fun out there, and he's spun it into Casino Square. He's hit the wall. There's a wing gone.
Is that the left-hand side or the right-hand side? Because it's quite easy to do that change of direction to get a sudden.
Yeah.
Oh, and there we go. I've just seen on Ross hit the inside of the Noble chicane.
So Ross is out.
The left-hand side.
And Gerard has pulled off the track. I don't know if he's just trying to get out of the way of people or.
Where is he? Oh, he's gone incredibly deep. That is of Nico Rosberg, I believe.
I think he's just getting out of the way of people. That's fair. It's fair enough around here.
Yeah.
Oh!
We say that and he gets in the way of Dan. That's all right. Dan Hilton was on that outlap. So.
He'll get away with that one. So the next man I want to watch on a lap isn't actually on one. He's not even come out of the pits yet.
And Gerard's hit the tunnel, and again he's hit the tunnel,
and he's out. So both Ferraris out without setting a lap time.
Maybe I shouldn't go on board with people, because I've been on board with 2 people and both of them have retired on a lap, or have retired out on the track.
Well.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good evening, Jordan. Nice to have you with us.
That was very strange.
What? How?
Gerard.
How he went out? I'd come away from him to watch.
And you would think he would slow down and take the tunnel here, but he took it sort of
flat out.
A bit usual, well, slightly less than usual speed. Although that could prove why.
You never know.
DRS failure.
Oh, and it was wide open. Oh, Dan Hilton's clipped the wall. And there is definitely some wing damage on the Haas. He's going on. He's carrying on regardless. It certainly won't be the last either.
So I was just doing some housekeeping in terms of constructors and drivers in terms of points, and realise there's no need to tell you anything because it's the usual suspects that they need.
The 2 Red Bulls. Although, if his qualifying time is anything to go by,
yep,
the young Russian in the Sauber will be doing some challenging to those 2 boys.
What's he doing? The yellow sector, which is good.
Speaking
just
of,
watching Westboy currently do his lap. He's on ultra soft tyres as he go through the second chicane, through the swimming pool down into Raskas.
I'm going on board with our championship leader, I think. Is it still Racer or is it Perry who retook the lead last time out?
It is Perry that retook the lead and has extended by retaking that lead to 96 points.
6 points over his teammate. So we are on board with his
Perry
teammate.
on 91, Racer is on 85. I had it right in front of me, I was trying to guess.
So, our championship protagonist, if you like, at the moment, coming through the tunnel. He's not pushing though, maybe he's invalidated. He's keeping his ERS.
You're either doing one run, which round here would be insane to try and do in one go.
Foolish, wouldn't it?
Or they're having invalidation issues again down at Red Bull because they've both not set a time again.
Lewis just clipped the wall. Wing seems alright though.
He's got away with that one, to be fair.
He's coming back in, so I think he invalidated that lap. And he's going to have to try again. So who to next?
Dracer's on the Ultra Softs. Set a time Super Softs is on the Ultra Softs. Coming down into the Noble Chicane, where Ross unfortunately had an incident down there. Into Tabac, sixth gear, flicking it through the swimming pool section. Nice and tidy, yep. Into Raskas, don't outbrake yourself because you could find yourself into that left hand side wall. Round the Noble Chicane. Power to the line, and it's going to be a 1 minute 10.4 on Ultra Softs. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
To some of the times that have been set.
I have a feeling that Sergei's time is not going to be beaten until we see this man have a run at it. It's like the Cold War of contested speed. We're going to have Perry versus Sergei, I think, for this. Russia versus America. And as always, there's a couple of Brits sat in the middle.
Yep.
Let's see what he can do. Coming up the hill towards the casino square. A bit wide on his entry, but seems to keep it tidy. 18.6 is his first split. I don't know what Sergei set, but
I shall have a look. What was it you said?
18.6.
18.5, so Sergei's 1/10 up.
Perry is on Ultra Softs as well.
Yep.
Oh, he's clipped the wall in the Novel Chicane. I think he's given up on that lap and we'll see him pit in here. Yeah, he's turned his ERS down. The Red Bull's not looking comfortable at the moment. They've not got long left.
Whoa! Now the invalidation dab. Oh. Yep, well done. No. He's gonna have another go.
He's going again.
Well, he's got a lap in. Let's put it that way. It's not his best lap, but he's got a lap in.
Well, he's starting ahead of the Ferraris. That's for certain. Yeah, he just clipped the rear wheel coming through the Novel Chicane. Just step the rear end out.
That's so easy to do. I've done it a few times this week already. But
I didn't see his first split there.
I'm flicking in between, so...
Yeah, back end stepping out through
can have a look.
into the tunnel. We'll jump on board again.
He's done 18, so he's done the exact same. He's done it 18.6.
18.6 again. Much more tidy through the chicane this time. Got to Tabac.
Dan Hilton too deep into...
Clips the wall into back, but he shouldn't have lost too much time. 52.4. Thomas in the way of the Red Bull, needs to get out of it, and that's going to have compromised Perry's lap a lot there.
Okay. He is ahead.
10.5. He got compromised. And E2 jumps down the slip road to get out of the way.
To our current provisional pole sitter.
Dabclan's retired, and that is on track.
I'm going to watch Sergey because he's going quicker. Yeah, he's still up by half a temp.
We've jumped to him.
He's coming into Raskas. The Toro needs to move itself.
He has done. He's going to be powering for his own lap now, but Sergey's going to get a distant tow here. He's improved it. It's another 10th off his lap. The boy looks fast.
He does indeed. And as you said, with the Red Bulls not exactly having the most confidence by the looks of things, it could be
I don't think Perry's got time to get back to the pits and improve his time, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. We've jumped on board with his teammate though. Tier 2 commentator Lewis, who will be aiming to get himself a time on the board, and then he'll have 2 runs at this. He's on the ultra softs like his teammate was. Nice tidy through turn 1, not the quickest way, but he's kept it clean. Is there a little bit of wing damage there from Lewis? Radcon, I think. Yeah, Racer is on a lap though, so he's entitled to be there.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, that gap's looking smaller than what they started the lap with. So
Lewis is taking a very careful approach to this.
I think that'll be an invalidation for Radcon, unfortunately.
Has he gone deep into the chicane?
He cut it, but I don't know how much he got.
Lewis, that might have been an invalidation for Lewis there. We'll soon find out as he powers for the line.
Oh, Radcon's still far too deep into anti-Nogues, and I'll be surprised if he's got all his front wings still on.
It was Lewis invalidated. He's got to go again. It's all or nothing now.
Really putting pressure.
He set a 1:11.1, which wasn't the quickest time, but it would have put him P8. But now he's got to go again, and I'm not sure he's got enough ERS to do that. He might just.
Jacob's going to be our first person to finish. Isn't that worth mentioning, I'm afraid.
Racer through the tunnel towards the Novell chicane.
Watch Sygate's finishing his lap as well. Through anti-Nogues. That's nice and clean through there. Sygate, there we go, 109.6. Big look clean.
109.6 from Sygate puts him into P2.
Thomas doesn't improve.
How is Racer going to do? Second lap on those tyres, he had no choice. Where will it put him? P6, the 2 Red Bulls next to one another. Oh no, split by the Haas.
So it's just Jacob coming through.
Oh, big hit on the wall, but he seems to be alright.
I didn't see Tracer whether he retired or he retired in the pits.
I think it's on track.
I don't know if it's on track. I think so.
Jacob improves, but doesn't gain any positions. And Westboy's the last one across.
Yeah, he slowed down.
Yeah. Happy with P9. So, that's all she wrote for qualifying. I'll wait for all the boys to set themselves up and be ready. New boy Sergey takes pole position with a time of 1:09.1. A great lap from him actually, set it quite early in the session as well. Cygate comes out in P2, Thomas P3, Jacob P4. Those guys are all your Hypersoft runners. And you've got Dracer and Racer on the Ultrasofts, Raycon on Hypersofts, Perry Westboy on Ultrasofts, Millsies on Hypersofts, and then Dan Hilton was the last guy to set a time. He will have free choice of tyres. Then got Ross, Gerard, and Bois on pole, which we all know as Dab Clan, who didn't set a time but will have free choice of tyres. So, while we're waiting for everyone to be ready, hopefully no one presses exit. They shouldn't do, they all know the rule by now.
They did so well last week, and they were so close to doing it, and someone did it.
Yeah. So nobody pressed the button.
Don't do it.
Let's have a look back in the chat, let's see. Oh, Cygate's done it again!
Done it again!
Oh, penalty point for him.
Last week as well.
See in the chat, any race predictions from anybody? I know Dominic will have put some in somewhere. Let me have a look back up the list.
I don't think it has been, but I know there's a couple of tier 2 boys that have been. Ooh, Sergey looks quick and he looks like a tier 2 driver. Scaring him. But we know for a fact there's a few guys in this tier that can push the tier 2 guys and more capable racing we can out with them, so there's a couple. My lap prediction for the safety car, Jordan. Lap 1?
Lap 1. Like it was in Baku.
Corner.
Getting a lot of support for some of the
how many
guys.
finishes are we going to get?
Are we going to get more than 10?
What year was it? Was it 1996, wasn't it? When Olivia Panis won?
Yeah, well, there was only 3 finishes.
Yeah, but this is where we need 2 spells for this.
Someone get the wizard in the chat and find out. I'm sure it was 96.
Olivier Panis, yeah, it was 1996. Apparently, according to our American colleague and your teammate, Perry had some
we saw it on stream. There was, I think it was Thomas and the Mercedes in the way. Yeah, he got qualified quite early on, so cold tyres for the Ferrari at the back of the field.
Let's see if anyone has gone to the Super Softs. I'll be surprised.
I should be looking
Dan Hilton. Dan Hilton.
Fair play, Gerard as well.
There's no one gone for the Hypersofts outside the top 10.
Right, here we go. The jewel in the crown. I'm waiting. As always, we're waiting every week. Away we go. Great start from Sergey, managed to pull ahead of Cygate. And there's a Toro Rosso flying around the outside. That's Jacob going for P3. He's got it as well. As they come up the hill, Sergey leads and he's starting to pull a gap already to Cygate. Dan Hilton got mugged off the start as well. Both Ferraris and Dabclan in the Williams have passed him.
He was just being careful. I was watching his start and he was being very careful not to crash into someone. We've got his yellow flag.
Oh, there's some wing going everywhere down the back towards. I think it's.
Oh, there is, and it's a Ferrari and a Toro Rosso and the Ferrari of Gerard and Dan Hilton. Dan Hilton wall.
A lot of wing damage on the Ferrari. Dan Hilton's missing a lot of wing as well. Millsies has got away with it.
Compromised their race because they're on the super soft tyres, so they're going to possibly have to stop again.
Dabclan fighting with Westboy, but he's been held at bay. Ross as well, he's managed to get over that wing damage. Dabclan hasn't. Big wing damage on the Williams.
Now, we all know it's a very...
Oh, Perry as well. Perry's had a nightmare.
Yeah, he has.
No wing on that, on the Red Bull.
We've missed that.
We missed that completely.
Onto the ultra soft goes.
Super softs he's on my screen.
I've been absolutely lied to again by Codemasters, thank you.
Great job, guys. Great job. Right, so let's jump back on board with Dracer towards the front as the procession of cars begins proper.
You say procession, so Sergey has decided that he doesn't want to be part of it anymore and has escapade.
He has, he's gone. He's 3 seconds up the road and already looks well on his way to victory, I have to say, unless he ends up crashing.
Well, hang on. This is Monaco. It could claim a life.
Oh yeah, he could.
Whenever.
He could ruin himself. Absolutely. And Raycon's out. That's on track. Oh, yeah, Dab Clan going for a stupid move. Or was it Ross going around the outside of him? I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell.
I came to that late. Dab Clan is in.
Dab Clan is in. Front wing damage.
He caught that in the first lap and he carried on.
Here comes the circus of cars.
Oh, Perry! Oh, cold. I don't know if those tyres are cold or if he's just lost the back end, but through the swimming pool, that was...
I think they're just cold.
That was some supreme car control.
We're down to 13 runners.
Oh yeah, we've lost one already.
Predictions in. Oh, Gerard nearly made it 12. Oh, he's not having a good race.
He's back in already.
Yeah, he is. Front wing damage. We said earlier it's very much a race of attrition.
Oh, actually, this might be his first stop, I think. Yeah, it is. This is his first stop.
Oh, was it? Did you not come in on?
Oh, no, 2. It's just changed to 2.
No, he came in on... Yeah.
So, the big winners off the first 3 laps or so.
He's got to be careful, because he's going to... Oh,
was Ross, and he's out.
And you know what? I think he's exactly in the same place he did it in qualifying.
I think you're right.
I'm going on board with Perry.
So am I.
No, he's not. He's got past that phase.
It's either to back or the swimming pool then.
I think it'll be the swimming pool. Left hand side. Oh, Gerard's retired.
Oh!
No. Oh, that's
new underwear for Perry, please. I mean, Gerard's gone both for
hit the wall to back. Oh, I think Daniel needs new underwear as well.
Yeah.
So
we've already had...
claimed 2 victims, and Gerard's lost it at Casino Square.
Dabpan's the first man on the wall of shame. Not really any battles we can watch, but Jacob's closing in on Psychic.
Any battle we're seeing, they're either hitting each other, hitting the wall.
Well, they won't be able to get past. That's the thing. Will it be in Monaco? No one's going to be able to get through. There's a train behind Cygate at the moment.
It's very much a race of patience.
It's mostly a race of qualifying, isn't it? If you can get out front, you can sit there and keep everyone behind you for, well, the whole race if you can defend well. As I've proven with you behind me a number of times.
And vice versa.
Quite.
In fact, I did it to your teammate
last year, yeah, last season even. Cygate is holding up a lot of cars right now.
It's very much a car park, isn't it? Round the,
do you know what this reminds me a lot of me last season, because it's the same car. When I was a reserve driver, I was in the Force India, started P2, and I held up Hammy, Smarto, all those guys a long time.
Yeah, I did that for Michelin.
You did? Jacob's still sitting under the wing of the Force India. Just needs to be patient.
These are like remember tyre strategies, but with it being
Monaco,
with us having wet, Monaco, and also us having wet weather predicted for our races this week. Just as you think about it, I have no idea how long the tyres will go. Other than it should be a one-stop strategy.
It was a one-stop last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And it was hyper softs to super softs,
or ultras to supers, yeah.
Yeah.
The rain will start very late on it, if at all. It is programmed in, but obviously the game has to decide to make it start raining. So for anyone who doesn't know, Codemasters, when you can set custom weather for each session, you can set 3 slots. Well, hang on, Dracer around the outside into turn 1 maybe. Thomas defends and gets a penalty for his trouble.
He's struggling. I don't know what it is.
He's on hypersofts, and I think they're starting to wear out because he's dropping back from Jacob in P3.
Jacob ran the outside. Oh, Sidegate gives him the squeeze. Into. Oh, what corner was that? Can't think of the corner.
I don't know the names of any of the corners. It's not Mirabeau, is it?
No, it's before that. No, it isn't. Yeah, no, it is Mirabeau. You're right. You do know some of the corners. Dracer and Thomas side by side into the Novo chicane, 2 into 1, never going to work.
Dracer backed out of it. Sensible thing to do. He had a look.
And what this means is the likes of Racer and Westboy
are now right on the back of them. Yeah.
I'm going to say it now. Sergei's race to lose. He's already 11.5 seconds after completed.
Sargate's into the pits.
Yep.
So now we need to keep an eye on Jacob. Is he going to come in next time round, or is he going to keep going even further? Sargate's gone on to super soft, so it'll take him a lap or 2 to get those up to temperature. Oh, Ricky's in the chat.
Mr. KFC himself.
The Colonel has joined us. Sargate is out of the pits and is currently 30 seconds behind Sergei, so 18 behind Jacob at the moment. So we'll jump back on board with the Toro Rosso man.
Oh, get it stopped. Jesus. Watching Dracer.
Those boys behind.
Punchy.
Those boys behind looking strong. Someone's in the who's in the pits. Oh, Sergei's in. Race leader is in.
He's come out in front of Dan Hilton. He's in the pits again for the 3rd time.
I assume that's a scheduled stop though. Jacob has taken the lead. But has he gone too far on those? That's the question. Dracer has got ahead of Thomas because he's pitted.
Still there. Oh, Jesus. I'll tell you what, Sergei was lucky not to take out the back of Dan Hilton's car. Oh, new underwear, please.
New underwear for the Russian.
So what this has done, it's released Dracer.
It has. Who needs to close up a considerable gap though in the time he's got, and I don't think he's going to do that. I think is Sergei going for the 2-stop here, or is he going to try and make hypers to ultras work? I mean, fair play if he can do it. He's got 30 laps to go on him.
The thing is, he's got the pace, but yeah, I can't see those ultras unless he thinks the rain's going to come sooner than what it's supposed to.
Maybe. Although he'll be able to ask Jeff about that, so... maybe.
Tracer is experiencing the classic Monaco.
I'm getting stuck behind someone. I think Jacob stayed out a lap too long on those tyres. Has he gone again? He's gone again.
He's gone again, yeah. Up to 3.
He's compromised himself so much. He had maybe 2 seconds over Tracer before. Well, when
he's in, people.
Oh, Dabclan is in.
For another friendly.
Onto Hypersofts for him. Some information in the chat. Hypers to Ultras is doable, but he pitted a couple of laps early.
Whoa!
So lock into Tabang. That's a strange place to look for the Ultra.
Jacob is he's struggling big time.
He needs to stop now.
Jason needs to be patient. He knows he's going to have to come in. There he is, and he's released him.
And he's in. Right, who was he behind before? It was Sargate, wasn't it?
Yep.
So we'll jump on board with the Force India.
Sergey's already caught up to the back of this train already.
I'm not surprised, they're all on much older tyres. Jacob's lost out to 2 drivers now.
Yep.
And he's not even out of the pits yet. That's how much time he's lost, look at that.
And he's gone on to Ultras as well.
So he's definitely going for that one-stop option. It's probably even better going for the Supers and coming out ahead of those guys. Yep. We'll jump to Sergey, right on the back of Westboy. Going for it into the chicane. Oh, gets a clip from the McLaren, but I think it's all good for now. Westboy's clear of wing damage, and Sergey as well.
And Sergey's currently sitting on that extra bonus point, don't forget. He passes that.
He is. Let's have a look at that.
12.5.
12.5. No one coming within a second. Oh no, Trace has come within a second of it. And Perry,
been released.
actually a fair few have come just about within a second. None within half a second of him. I'll change me. I'll change my claim.
Yeah, Trace is finally showing his pace. He's been released and he's pulled out a 2-second gap over Lewis.
He has. And Lewis is going to be under pressure from the charging Sergey. Well, he's already under pressure. He's right a bit under the wing now of the Red Bull. I'm getting claims in the chat that Perry's got some clean air and it's paid off for him.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out the gap difference. Hold on. Yeah, it's come down. He was 29 seconds behind the leader. Where the lead is... Oh no, they're both pitted. So yeah, he's come down 7 seconds. Downhill's retired.
He has.
Sector 2, apparently.
Well, we should see that soon. Lewis defends well into turn 1. Still got Sergey right behind him as they come up the hill. See, Lewis just needs to hold his nerve here because that Sauber can't get past unless he gives him the room. If he puts his car in the right place, there is no way through. Unless you hammy and you force your way through like you did to me.
Oh, and Dabclan's hit the wall again. I'm on board with him. Yeah.
I just need to unplug my mic and cough quite loudly.
Okay, don't die though.
Oh, I'll try.
Okay.
Back. And Dabclan's out.
Oh, Dabclan, what are you doing?
What's he done?
He's retired. He's retired into the pits, but there's 10 runners left. So you're going to get a point, and now retired, no, you're not going to get any.
Well, no, he is the 10th man. He will get a point.
Well, no, because he's not been classified. He's only done 14. He's only done 13 laps.
Oh, fair point. Oh no, I think that's only for disconnects. I think he's fine because there is only 10 runners. There's no one behind him who could get ahead.
I still think that, you know.
Yeah, I think maybe.
See how you can get a point for doing less than 50% race distance.
Yeah, that'll be one we need to discuss as stewards. I've no doubt Ricky will be in the chat with his opinion on that. And I'm sure he's a very happy man tonight. His bet came in. I called him mental for doing that bet, but fair play.
What?
He put a very large amount of money on Selby to win at 11 to 8 odds.
Fair enough.
And it's coming. So fair play, Ricky. Drinks are on the Colonel this evening, everybody. And while we've been talking about that, Sergey has got past Racer and is now closing in on the de facto leader.
It's only a matter of time because he's got the red. I know. Yeah, he's got the red spanner, which possibly means he's thinking about.
No, I think it's because Dabclam retired in the pits. That could be a problem for him. Hopefully,
we've seen this happen before, haven't we?
We have.
Tier 2 Singapore was notable for us.
Italy as well.
Yep. Hopefully that's not the case. Sector 2, that'll probably be 4. No, that's just Millsy getting out the way.
Good lad. He knows what he's doing.
Yep, he's still going.
He is, and assuming he can get to lap 20, I think 50% is fair.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But I would assume.
I mean, obviously, it's not an issue that obviously you guys have.
It's not one we planned for.
Because it's not what we planned for. Because originally you're going to have used to 18, 20 runners running in tiers every week, and obviously because tier 3 has, obviously with the people leaving from the higher tiers and people moving up, this tier now a little bit smaller. But
well, you say that, we've only got one free seat at the moment. It's just there's been a lot of... Oh, he's gone!
Oh, Millsy's retired. No, why?
Oh, he's retired in the pits. He's retired in the pits. Oh, why?
Oh, I know it's painful, but you can. The thing is, if guys ahead of him crash, like retire on track,
yeah.
If he has to keep replacing front wings every 3 or 4 laps, so be it. But if
he'll get more points.
If they crash, lap 25, if he just keeps circling himself around, you just get more points.
Yeah, it's. Drace is in from the lead. Sergey will retake it.
Of course, the superfan Dominique has provided an answer for me. If we were doing FIA rules,
that's normally what we go for.
90% of the race will be classified as a finisher, regardless of whether they are running as the winner took the checker flag.
Right. Dracer slots back in between Sygate and Thomas, getting himself right in the midst of that battle. He needs to defend from the Mercedes straight out of the pits on cold tyres. That should be a challenge for him.
Oh look, this is nice, they're all back together again.
They are.
So no one really gained much of an advantage.
No, but there was one big loser, and that was Jacob, dropping from what would have been P5 down to P7.
Yep, and the person to look out for, I would say, is in the other Red Bull. He apparently is on ultra soft tyres, but is on super.
What, in P8?
Yes,
maybe.
P8.
Maybe. It depends if people are going to come in again, because I don't think they will. I mean, he's going to... Racer and Westboy will stop again.
I'm just thinking, he's going to be in ideal position simply because of people not having the patience.
Potentially, and then if and when the rain comes, that could...
Rest boys in.
I think, Jordan, he's doing it because of the potential of rain.
Because these super softs can last for yonks.
The super softs can do the whole distance.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any... You'd have to look after them maybe a little bit towards the end, but I don't think there's any concern that they wouldn't be able to do that.
So he's got to keep himself competitive, and if this rain that's supposed to be coming comes towards the end of the race, be in a position where he can stop for, I don't know, wet tyres or stay out if people in front of him decide to hit on the intermediates.
It's just whether that rain comes, because I can't remember if I got through saying it or not, but when you can set custom weather in game, it gives you 3 slots, or up to 3 slots. And the way that we do our weather system here is we take the actual weather of the session, of the time of the session on the day of the event. So at 2:10 this afternoon I was checking the weather for Monaco, and it was light cloud, which is how this race started and is currently continuing. And then at about 5 to 3 it started to rain. So there was 15 minutes of rain within the hour that we take the weather readings for. So out of those 3 slots, the first 2 are light cloud, the third one is light rain. So we might see rain at the very end of the session, but there is also a possibility we won't see it at all.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see, Danny, just waiting for you to explain that, is when is Racer going to pit from P2? He's done 18 laps.
Oh, Thomas has got past Dracer for P4, and I don't think that was fair. Personally, I think he's forced his way round him.
And what it's meant between these two, Jacob was nearly 2 seconds behind, is now 5/10 behind, and the gap for Perry has been coming down. There you go, under 4 seconds.
Yeah, Perry's just going to be lurking there
in his weirdly marked super softs, which are purple.
Yeah, reminds me of Mitch in Singapore last season when it said he was on soft tyres in the rain.
In the wet.
Yeah. Blank, stop being an instigator.
Come on now.
We all want it to rain, but there's no need for it being overly aggressive.
No, we don't.
It's not. Thomas is running right on the borderline when it comes to fuel, and he might have just picked up some wing damage there. No, he seems to have gotten away with it. Is Dracer going to return the favour?
It's really hard to tell who's got wing damage who hasn't because of the halo. I'm looking from the TV pod.
The TV pod. I need to tell you the figures, don't I? Well, the measurements even. I'm going to put them on screen now for everyone to see.
Lovely.
There. If you're watching on stream now and you happen to be a commentator in another league and you want to see if someone's got wing damage, well, that's what you need to set. They're on screen now. Right. Excuse me, and you can thank Thomas for those. He did something very similar to what I've just done at, I believe, Hungary last year.
Update on track, Perry is closing rapidly.
He is.
He's got 40 RS.
Well, there's not really anywhere to deploy it. You're better off, to be honest, I think you're better off just not using any and then saving the tyres, to be honest, because people can't get round you.
No, he's using it in the right areas though.
Obviously, in the smaller straight sections that you get, like the start-finish line through the tunnel, maybe up towards to back.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. We got, you got DRS around this track. It's not really effective because it's only on the start-finish straight, and it's not very far. Perry picked up 3 seconds, which I don't think is going to affect him too much because the person that needs to worry about penalties in particular is Thomas. I know he's got a few already.
Yeah, Westboy picked up 3 seconds as well in that same flurry of activity.
Yeah, Thomas has got 2. Jacob's got some. Perry's obviously just picked up. Oh no, Perry's picked up 2.
Blank, is that official? Is that... Are you race engineering for someone? Or are you guessing? He says the rain will start in about 4 laps time. I'm hoping that's official.
If we are, that's come a bit sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah, it certainly has. Although, it is exactly 2/3 of the way through the race, so...
Yep.
Nah, that gets him.
9...
Shame.
I wanted to cover that 7 laps from the end, because 7 laps from the end, because it makes it a bit interesting.
Do you know what I think?
Yep.
Honestly, I think the rain is a lot closer than people think, because Lewis is staying out there. I think he's waiting for the rain, and that was Dracer's just picked up wing damage at turn 1.
Oh, Perry's just pitted.
Perry's pitted, and that'll get him to the end though now on those tyres. Dracer has lost the whole wing of that Williams.
He was in the pit box for a very long time, stationary when he was leaving. So I reckon Perry was... I think there's some information being given to Perry, who is... Sergey's getting pretty much in the free pit stop window. 20 seconds.
Blank, you being an instigator again. We're on board with Dracer as he tries to nurse his car back to the pits for a new front wing and probably a set of ultra softs. We'll take him to the end.
West Boys just hit the wall. Little love tap. Be okay.
Although looking at it, 10 laps to go. Depending on what Lewis's tyres look like, it's not looking bad for Sergey getting to the end on that one stop. If need be.
Right.
So we'll wait and see.
Depends how well he's looking after his tyres.
I mean, Sergey does have a pit stop over Lewis right now.
So the only real battle on track due to people coming into the pits and everything is the Syed Thomas and Jacob.
I'm just on board with Racer at the moment, and he seems like he's struggling on those tyres, as you would be.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. You've had heavy fuel in from the start, and you've done 24 laps on them.
Yeah, it's a fair achievement. If the rain does come and he can hold on to P2 with that, that is a brilliant piece of tactical driving.
Yep.
But it's if the rain appears.
That's the thing though, it's not like he's got someone right behind him. Sygate is 6.6 seconds down the road.
Yeah, he's gained a second in under a lap on him at the moment.
He has, but it's Monaco. Where are you going to pass him?
It's a fair point, and he is going to be under pressure from Thomas. And then from Jacob. So...
But if the rain comes and they all have to pit, then Racer's going to gain the most out of all of them.
He has. I mean, from the start, he's up 4 places from his starting position, which is more than you could hope for around here anyway.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, fair play if he can make it work. But he will have to stop at some point. purely for legality's sake, if nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, Tracer's just caught the inside of Paul's here. Right, rear tyre.
If you're Sergey right now, you've got to be thinking about stopping.
Oh, and he's hit to back.
Who has?
Tracer. He's caught the rear.
And the wing's gone, and he needs to be careful because there is an advancing Sergey just coming through to back now.
Yeah.
Who we will need to get out of the way of.
And speaking of our race leader, who has no longer got the fastest lap.
Oh, has he not? Who does?
No. Dadplan's retired, hasn't he?
He has. So, but he is in P10, so he will get 1 point for that. He might not get the point for finishing in 10th, but he will get the point for being inside the top 10.
Will he though? He's not really. This is the same rule coming
well,
back
I think Lewis will beat it, because Lewis is getting to the point now where he can stop for hypersofts.
Oh, that back end from anti-Nogs. Drifting that car around. There's a few guys out there on very warm rubber.
I'd love to hear
Jeff, for once. I'd like to actually hear from Jeff.
Yeah. Mitch, I know you're in the ears of the Red Bull boys. Is there any way you can get a reading from Jeff about the weather?
I reckon it's 5 to 10 minutes away.
Sergey's in. Race leader into the pits. This should be for hypersofts, I would imagine.
Yeah. They should. Well, they should make the end. Not a kill.
No, he's going the safe option. It's ultra softs.
Well, I don't think he had any new hypersofts left. I think he used 3 in qualifying. Obviously with the one set he had on, so yeah, he didn't have any new hypersofts there.
He's out with plenty of time to Lewis.
Streaks ahead of him.
Good suggestion, Dominic. Actually, Roland can do it. Roland, crack on now. Get your Boeing up there. Get some chemtrails out. Get us some rain. It's all calming. It's all calmed down a lot. What you said you had notes before we started this, in case we needed to find some filler. I think now's the time. While we're waiting for the rain.
You need to, apparently according to Dominic, you need to classify to get the fastest lap.
If that's the FIA rule, then he will not get it, and it will go to the next quickest. Although I have a feeling that Sergey is going to beat that time.
I think racing needs to stop this lap, because I'm just watching him and he's just sliding through every single corner.
Yeah, he's going to keep going. He's got to keep going. Those tyres must be near the end.
We're talking puncture territory, I think.
We are. I think he is approaching, if not already within, puncture territory.
Well, don't get your chicken then, Ricky. Don't need to tell us. You're the colonel. Surely you have a supply of chicken.
It's your vapor trails, Roland. Come on, you know you got the switch in there.
Oh, sorry, just watching Sidegate because he's
all over the back of Lewis. The Red Bull defends well, and this is really not what those tyres need. To do some hard defending.
Oh, he's had to brake. He's braking so much earlier. And what it's doing, it's just Jacob's now caught the back because it's just slowing. Oh, Jacob nearly spun it round Rascas. It's so easy to do. Hit that rear wheel on the inside of that curb.
Sygate's thinking about it.
Should I say barrier?
Sygate needs to be careful here because Lewis is going to be braking so early for corners on those tyres that he needs to be careful he doesn't go into the back of him.
There'll be another person that's going to get quite impatient. It's going to be Perry behind Westbury. But championship leader.
Sygate going for it around the outside of the hairpin, and he's been. No, you never go for it there. And he's lost some wing and a position to Jacob.
Oh, Perry managed to make a move heading inside of Westbury into Mirabeau by the looks of things.
Now Jacob on the back of Lewis. And there we go, Sergey with the fastest lap, 1:11.2, which puts him 3/10 ahead of Dabclan.
Yep.
When is Lewis going to stop?
This Red Bull like a back end of a donkey. You have no idea where it's going to go, and I don't think Lewis has any idea where the back end of that car is going to end up. 30 laps, by the way, he's done on the Ultra Softs.
30?
Yeah.
That is an incredible achievement.
Smart or eat your heart out.
Yeah, smart or eat your heart out. The only problem is he's going to have to stop, and that's going to put him into P7, I think.
Yeah.
Unless the rain appears.
This is the thing, he's banking on the rain to turn up. But it's got to be raining now to be any, because you're gonna have that two lap switch over anyway, where it's not going to be worth it, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. Sergey improves again, 1 minute 10.7. So
at the moment it's lap 30. They're going to complete 31 laps after this lap, so it'll be lap 32, and that's 2 from now to 30.
I think we might see Lewis.
Oh, he's just tapped the wall.
Yeah, we might see him stop here. No, he's keeping going.
Every time we say he thinks he needs to stop, he's still going. Aha!
What?
Sure, you're never going to get him up for a...
Oh, Jacob's wing's gone. And he's clipped Lewis. That's just impatience. It's Monaco. You've got to sit there. You're in a podium position.
You may want to look at P6 and what this is doing for P6 and the championship, possibly.
P6. Perry in P6.
Sygate and Thomas. Oh, Sygate's definitely lost all his front wing. He's put him in.
Most of it's gone, yeah.
Yeah, they've decided to go through too wide through Lowe's hairpin, which is never going to work.
Oh, Lewis is round!
And Thomas is out.
Oh no, Lewis! Oh, and Westboy's gone straight into him. Both cars are alright. I think...
Right rear puncture. He's lost it. And that's what spun him round through the tunnel section. He's had a right rear puncture, it's let go there. And from there, in all fairness to him, he's a sitting passenger.
He was, and I think, to be fair to him, most of those penalties will probably be removed. Assuming it's fair to do so.
I think the left rear as well, by the looks of things.
Has he lost both? Yeah, both have gone, but I think I've got a glitch there.
And what it's meant is Perry
is now in a podium position.
Our championship leader.
Unbelievable.
And we have 7 runners.
7 runners. Who's got Thomas? Yeah, it's a shame for Thomas.
I don't think Thomas had anywhere to go.
No, I think he was a pure passenger in that.
And here's the rain. There it is. We've just seen the first spots on West Boy's McLaren.
So look at that, Rotland, ever the businessman. You go in there, son. You get on with that.
So Racer was so close to making this strategy work.
He was, although now he has a chance at fastest lap. He's on the hypersofts.
Yeah, but the rain's coming down.
Is it? Oh, it is, yeah.
I did say.
Oh, sorry, I'm doing a Jordan and not paying attention.
You're living under a rock or something, aren't you?
It is, it's raining.
West Boy come up through Beaurivage and Massenet, and that's when the rain decided to trickle onto that McLaren.
Couple of laps more and Lewis's strategy would have been phenomenal. As it turns out, he might have to stop again.
For him is
West Boy's in. Now then, is Lewis going to follow him in? Nope, Lewis stays out.
I think he's 1 lap too early.
I'm not so sure. This could pay off.
I think he's 1 lap too early.
If for nothing else, just to keep himself on the road. Because if people wait too long...
His Sergei's gone again.
He has. Although he'd already gone by the time West Boy stopped. So
Jacob's gone round as well. So has Perry.
They've all gone round again.
Can I watch Cygate? Will he come in? Yeah, Cygate's in. So Cygate's pitted.
Cygate has pitted.
Perry's gone past Jacob.
Is Dracer going to stop?
Jacob's not got any front wing, Danny, I think. Can you have a look at that for me? Front
can.
left, it's gone. By the looks of things.
It has indeed.
So I think he's lost that into Sandoval.
Although if I'm him, when you're stopping now, I'd tell them not to bother changing it, and then you can just park your car in the middle of the track with whoever's behind you.
Yeah, this is the lap. This is the lap you've got to come in.
Sergei's carried on. Race leader continues. 3 to go. 4 to go even with this one. Perry is the next man on track. And he's only coming through the chicane. 43 seconds behind our race leader.
Oh, I don't know if it's beneficial or not. I don't think it is. Cygate's tiptoeing his way round. Yeah, he's 7 seconds off the pace. I know he's pitted, but he's...
Maybe you were right. Maybe it is too early. Perry's carrying on again, so I think maybe it's not going to be enough.
Oh, Cygate gets not Cygate, Cygate gets a twitch for the tunnel. He's tiptoeing his way around. Yeah, Dracer's just catching Cygate hand over fist.
He won't be able to get through though, or he shouldn't be able to. But we'll jump to him.
Got more traction. Cygate losing it.
I'm not so sure. He's sliding around through the swimming pool.
You know, Cygate was exactly the same.
I think this is the crossover lap. Yep, Drace is coming in.
Race has stayed out.
Lewis has stayed out. That's a position for him if he doesn't put it in the wall. That's a big if it gets to the point where the wets are the better tyre. Jacob's gone straight on at the Novel chicane.
Yeah, for that one.
Is that because of the tyres?
I think it's because of the tyres.
Sergei's gone again.
Weather, the
Perry
fact he's got front wing damage.
DRS disabled.
That's the call. That's the sign.
Are they going to stop again? Perry's keeping going. He wants P2. He doesn't want to give up that podium. He's just put a rear tyre through one of the pit boards, but you know, he's keeping going. Jacob's in. Is he going to have a new wing?
I mean,
there's no pit crew waiting for him, but you know.
No, I've got pit crew. And a wing change.
And a wing change for him. Racer is the next man I want to see.
I need to have a look. I think he's got front right wing damage.
Sergei's gone again. He's going to try and finish the race, even though he's got nearly a minute over Perry. At this point, he could stop twice.
Yep, you could.
and not have to worry. Perry just coming through the tunnel. It's Racer. Racer's gone again as well. So those three, I think, will try and get to the end. Although Perry, maybe for safety's sake, because he's creepy. I think he's lost it at the hairpin, not the hairpin, the chicane there.
Not. He's got no. That's him. That's as quick as he goes.
Yeah, Perry needs to stop just for safety's sake.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If it was 1 lap to go, maybe, but not 2.
Our race leader has had a blemish.
And the wing has gone.
Of a front left variety. Oh, on that wall.
He's got a minute. I mean, literally, he has a minute.
Yeah, he's gone straight on as well, so...
He needs to stop. Perry's gone again. I don't get why. You've got 25 seconds over the guy behind. Just stop. Just put the wets on. The only man who can't afford to stop right now is Lewis. But Perry's drifting.
It. Beautiful. Well,
great car control. Sergey coming round Raskas. Is he going to stop? Yes, he is.
Yes. Thank you.
Race leader stops lap before the end for intermediates. Perry crawling around. He's lost 10 seconds.
And Racer's exactly the same. Both the Red Bull guys are going to lose positions.
I don't think... Well, Perry... yeah, Perry might. Lewis is now coming in.
Himself into the pits, and that's too late. That's it.
Where's Perry on track though? Oh, he's plenty time. Perry now's got... Perry has to commit to it now. He's got to stay out. He can't come in now.
Well, West Boy's now going to overtake Racer.
I'm not so sure. Oh no, he is. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's it. Gone.
Oh, Perry's drifting through the second chicane of the swimming pool. It's beautiful. I'm watching the WRC.
Supreme car control, but don't come in. You've got to commit.
Don't fit now.
Oh no, you've got to commit to it.
You could have held him behind. Oh no.
And now Jacob's going to take P2. And Sygate.
Thank you very much.
He does.
Sygate's only going through Raskas now.
Yeah. Actually, I need to jump on board with our race leader. Comes through the Noval chicane on his debut for Contest of Speed. It's been a walk in the park for him. The only blemish, a slight knock to the wing once the rain came. Other than that, superlatives are not enough. 43 seconds ahead of the next man on track, 42 seconds now even. Sergey crosses the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix. And, as much as me and Mitch are ashamed to admit it, is the first Sauber win of the season for the combined championship.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Another double DNF for my Haas boys this evening.
So, unfortunately so. Let's jump back down. P2 will be Jacob as he comes around the final corner. Powers for the line. And takes second place. Perry will take P3 in what could have been a dramatic second, but he bottled it.
Superb recovery drive.
He bottled it on the last lap, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't get that tactical.
No, it either needed to be.
Actually, for both of them, I didn't understand why they do it.
No, they either needed to stay on it or come in 2 or 3 laps earlier. But they can lament that in hindsight.
So and
most of the guys actually ended up being laps down.
Tracer finished 5th.
We'll see in a second. That's all she wrote for Monaco. Sergey gets to meet the Crown Prince.
pole, race win, and I believe fastest lap.
He has. He's got the Grand Slam. What a debut for him.
And led every lap.
Yes, he has. There's a little part in the middle of the race after he stopped where he was behind the ultra soft guys, but he said brilliant driving from him. Sergey 065 takes his debut victory for Contest of Speed in the Alfa Sauber. Jacob finishes P2, Perry P3, Sygate 4th, Dracer 5th. Seems to be a common position for him. Westboy 6th, Racer 7th, and they are your actual finishers. Your classified runners include Thomas, who was unfortunately collected by the Red Bull of Lewis after he got that puncture, and then from P9 downwards they are going to be lucky to be classified. That is Millsies, Bois Pole or Dab Clan, Dan Hilton, yeah, Ross, Gerard and Raidcon. So next order of business, interviews, everybody. So let's get in. Yes, send us your questions and then we will get in our top 3, which were Perry, Sergey and Jacob. I just need to cough again before we start these.
Dead yet?
No, I'm still with us. I'm recovering from a hideous illness, everybody, so don't be too upset with me.
Man flu. Anyway.
I was on death's door.
God. You talk about making a drama out of a crisis.
Right. If you boys can make sure your audio is set to be shared, just so everyone can hear you. And then we'll crack on. Right, everyone's here. Start with P3. Perry.
Yo.
Why did you stop?
What do you mean?
Why did you stop for inters?
I didn't think I was gonna make it around another time. I was just gonna slide off and then be gone. So that's why I stopped. I mean, I could have probably stayed out and gotten P2, but honestly, I feel like Jacob also deserved P2 more than I did. So
fair play. Very magnanimous of you.
Fair enough.
It was a great recovery drive. Yeah, sorry,
strange.
Mate. Yeah.
No, we just found it a very strange call. That was all.
I was going to say he did it one lap from the end and not a lap up. If he'd done it a lap before, you'd have kept P2.
Yeah, I mean, my strategy at all the race was kind of screwed. I mean, we had the ideas of it was going to rain at like lap 25 or 30, and then we would switch from the ultras to the dry weather tire. And then the first lap, I mean, I just got run over. I think Bois on pole. Dab plan, whatever you want to call him, he ran over the back of somebody, and then that just started a chain reaction. So I lost my front wing on that first lap, and then had to pit, and then the supers were just dreadful. Went back on the ultras just because, you know, I had some wing damage, and those tires were just dreadful. So if I don't go on the ultras, I mean, I don't think I run down the pack like I did. But yeah, it was unfortunate that Racer got the puncture. Obviously, we wanted the rain to come earlier, but that's just what happens.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because we were sat wondering when he was going to stop, or when the puncture was going to make him stop. Lap 30 seems to be the answer to that question. Just as the rain started, unfortunately for him, but no, it was a great recovery drive from you, of course, to get yourself on the podium and some good points for the championship as well after both your qualifying. You blocked in qualifying. We saw.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I mean, it wasn't too much. Thomas, I think he had a moment when I was coming up there, and I definitely had to take a different line around him. So, yeah, that probably cost me a few tenths.
Yeah. So after a disruptive qualifying and then a terrible start to the race through no fault yourself, get P3 is a brilliant achievement. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
It's P2. Jacob.
Yes.
This feels like a long time coming that we've not had you in here.
Oh my god, it has been. We've had some nightmares the past few races, honestly. It's really strange because those ones, Spain I was really looking forward to, and then I just didn't apply the setup before going out for quali, and I was so angry with myself. So angry. China, chaos again. And then this one was Monaco was the first track where I was like, I just relaxed a bit more, didn't really put any practice in, and here we are. So, I mean, I think a little bit of a fortunate result. I felt like I was quite clumsy throughout the race, to be honest. So easy just to sort of lose a bit of wing here and there, clip the side of the wall. But, you know, very happy to get some points back, some solid points back on the board after the first big chunk a while ago, and it feels like it's been a long time. So overall, very happy. Yeah,
well, we've been watching you all the way through, and there was consistency, I think, which is what's paid off today for you, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're surprised Perry went in onto Inters for the final lap, but I was surprised that he didn't come in when I went in, because
we were as well.
I was slipping and sliding all over the place, and I could see the gap was coming down quite dramatically once I did pit and maybe he could have held me off, but I think this is why Perry is the championship leader right now, because he makes these smart decisions where he goes into the pits and takes the points rather than maybe stays out an extra lap and then writes the car off, you know?
No, it's a fair point. I'm just seeing, and I think our race winner has had to run away. He has, unfortunately, which is a shame. He was superlative out front today.
He was in a different league.
Yeah, I think it was a minute he finished ahead of you in the end. I don't think he's even in Tier 2. I think he might end up being Tier 1. And there is a seat available, so that might be something we have to look at. But he was fantastic out front today. So he ended up getting driver of the day as well, with the few votes. And
I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, he got the Grand Slam as well on debut, so that's fantastic for him. But yeah. So without him being here to ask any questions to, I'm going to have to end it early, unfortunately. It's a shame. But, shame. But congratulations to you two on your podium finishes, and best of luck for Canada.
Thank you.
Alright, as always, thank you all at home very much for joining us this evening. If you enjoyed what you watched and you want to come back again next week, we'll be live from Montreal, Canada, Blank's part of the world, if he's still in the chat, and Dominic and Claudio as well, of course. But if you can't if you can't wait until then, Tier 2 and Tier 1, don't you dare.
No.
Tier 2 and Tier 1 will be racing around Monaco tomorrow and Wednesday, and the forecast is heavy rain. So that'll be fun to watch. Make sure you tune in for that. 10 PM UK time tomorrow and Wednesday. Again, thank you all for watching. We will see you next week. Good night.